Hey guys, JohnnyCribs2000 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Halo Combat Evolved. So last time we were looking for Captain Keyes in the Covenant spaceship, the Truth and Reconciliation. Now we get to this part, and holy crap, things just go down mega hard. Now in this part, I will advise you to try to take out this Grunt, not Grunt, but Elite that's over there, that's standing on the second floor, and he will continue to shoot at you until you kill him. Now the tricky part is, how do you kill him? Well, I'm glad you asked that, fellow viewer, but the answer to that is, if you kept your sniper rifle like I suggested you did, or for you to do, it's very easy. Now the other way that you can try to do this if you don't have the sniper rifle is that you can try to get a either try to kill him with a homing charge plasma pistol shot, which will stun him long enough for you to just start wailing on him afterwards, or you can try to hit him with a needler, which has some it homes in on him somewhat. But other than that, I highly suggest, as I mentioned before, if you try to keep your sniper rifle all the way to this part, especially all the way to the end, it'll make life just so much more easy. So in this part, all you have to do is try to take out all the Covenant that's in here, or at least most of them. Now you have to keep in mind that there are people on the second level, so as you see over there, there are jackals. Try to take them out. Once again, the sniper rifle comes in very much of a in handy in this part. Although sometimes you will have to kind of just back up all the way, and right there you can see that they are throwing plasma grenades, so watch out for that. That actually tends to, in my practice run for this level, that actually did take me by surprise. I had no idea how it happens, but I was just like going around, and this part of the level, it does get really hectic, as you'll soon see. But there are people just like shooting everywhere, and just hell breaking loose all over the place, and you have to keep remembering that there is a second level, and people are throwing plasma grenades. And I think at one point, I was trying to hide behind one of these little box things. I don't even know what to call them. And all of a sudden I turn around and there's a plasma grenade right there by my feet. And by the time that I noticed it, the thing went off and I just died, and it was kind of embarrassing. All I was thinking to myself was, thank God I did not record that part for the actual Let's Play. And as you can see there, the needler, as you saw there, just bounces off of their shields. It's not a very good weapon to use on the jackals. So again, in this part, just pretty much like almost every other part in Halo, just take out all the Covenant, and eventually you'll trigger the next part of the level, which the next part of the level is rather fun because we will be fighting hunters, as you'll soon see. And I just took out that Grunt because, you know, screw you, that's why. The hunters will be coming from that door right there. That's why I'm keeping a close eye on it. But you'll have to find, you have to wait for all the talking to finish and stuff like that. Just pay attention to your radar as well, because as you can see there, there are people behind me, you know, right there. So the radar is your best friend when it comes to this sort of stuff, especially when you're trying to take out, when the point of the level, or this part of the level, is to try to take out all the enemies before going to the next part. And as you can see there they are. They're the hunters. And you can try to shoot them with the sniper rifle, as I did. But again, in my opinion, it's a lot more fun trying to take them out, you know, with hand-to-hand combat. Even though it's, you know, as you can see there, I tried to, I stuck them and it didn't do anything. So I just went up behind them and whack, take them out with one punch. I am the Man of Steel. So again, in this part of the level, I can't remember if it's a good idea to try to keep as many Marines as alive as possible. I think that still holds true, but honestly, almost every time I get to this point, they all somehow die. And teabag for you. As I said, the best thing to do with these hunters in almost any situation is just, instead of using up all your ammo, just let them charge towards you, get behind them, just strafe left or right depending on which way you're going. Get behind them and just whack them once with your punch to the exposed area of their back, which is that part of the hunter behind the behind them on their back that has all the yellow, or rather the orange stuff. That's their weak spot. You can kill a hunter with one shot if you hit them in that spot on their back with a sniper rifle. Now the hard part is try to distract them while you're taking the shot, so that's the hard part. With single player, I just suggest using doing what I'm doing here and just strafing left or right, getting behind them and just whacking them with a melee attack. Now in this part, we are introduced to the Stealth Elite. As you can see there, they are invisible, and they can be rather annoying, especially in wide open spaces, as you'll soon see coming up in this one room that actually has about, I believe, 2 or 3? Can't remember. That's why in this part, I'm throwing grenades into these little sections with the pillar in the middle, because this is the areas where they will start to be. As you can see there, I was lucky enough to kill them before they became a problem. So anyway, we're just making our way here, and I had a little goof here because I actually thought that you had to press this button. Actually, not this button, this button. And I mean, they give you a prompt. It says press X to open shuttle bay door, and I kept pressing X and nothing would happen. You do have to press that button, or I can't even remember how it works. But because they were giving you a prompt, but nothing happens. And I could have sworn that in a previous, like during my test run, something happened. But, you know, after a while I was just like, screw this, let's just keep going. So do as I say, not as I do, and press the button once, just to be sure. I'm not exactly sure if you're supposed to press that button, but just press it once like I did and just keep going. In this place, just throw grenades as I am doing here, because, as I mentioned before, the stealth elites tend to be, at least in this part, going up towards the upper levels, tend to be in these little sections here with the pillar. And holy crap, I was so close to dying. Like a grunt just threw a plasma grenade and stuck one of my marines, but you know, they're used to dying, I guess. They're kind of idiots. What can you do? Help is so hard to find these days. And I'm trying to find like this little grunt keep going around the pillar. We get to this nice little checkpoint, and now we're on the second level. And in this part, all you have to do is just keep going around the center. Just keep going here. Just take out all the elites and stuff like that. And heck yeah, I stuck the grunt, and it went behind the elite, and it took him out. That's the awesome part. If you do want to stick somebody in a group of Covenant, try to stick the grunts, because as I mentioned before, they will go running crazy, and there's a good chance that they will run towards the other members of the group. And as you saw there, he actually ran towards, or he ran behind the elite, and he took him out. So I didn't even have to do anything. I was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And as I mentioned before, we will be getting to this part where, actually I think it's here, if I remember correctly, where this is very vital to, this is the part where I mentioned about how it's a very good idea to try to keep the sniper rifle as long as possible. If you have your sniper rifle at this point, then you're good. The reason why is because we have a couple zealot elites. As you can see here, I'm gonna try to take them out. Of course, my freaking marine just had to yell out firing and wake everybody up. So, surprise was not in our favor at this point. Stupid marine, that's why you guys die so easily. But here, the best way to do this, especially in single player, is to try to take these zealot elites out before you even enter the room by using your sniper rifle. Just get behind the door, get close enough to the door to where it opens, but not too close to where they can still shoot you and stuff like that. And you should be alright. Of course, here the object of this part, as is with almost any other part, is to try to take him out. And here's a good look at the zealot. As you can see there, he actually didn't have a right hand, and the reason why is that, at least in this game, the plasma sword was actually not an item that the elites held. And that was one of the reasons why you weren't able to use that as a weapon yourself, was because in this game, in this version of the in Halo Combat Evolved, it actually was the plasma sword was actually built into the elite. So, and the thing is that once you killed them, the plasma sword part of his arm actually exploded, so you weren't able to use it anyway. Of course, as I mentioned before, all of that was fixed in Halo 2 when that was the game that introduced the plasma sword as a usable item for the player. And on that day, a great amount of melee attacks were born in the form of the online death matches. The online multiplayer is what I'm trying to say. God, I don't know how to talk today. So anyway, just keep going down these corridors. As I mentioned before, it's a good thing because, you can't get lost. As you can see there, if you're not meant to go through a door, it won't be lit up, which, realistically speaking, doesn't make sense, because wouldn't you be trying to, try to make your enemy get lost? And don't go through that door, go over here and down this hallway. If you get to this hallway with this long narrow hallway with a single jackal, or not a single because there's multiple, but there's two of them, you know you're going the right way. And we get to this part of the level where we'll get to fighting about 2 or 3, I can't remember, I think it's 2 stealth elites and 1 zealot elite, which I try to take out from here. As I said, try to keep your sniper rifle as long as possible. It will make life so much better, because otherwise you would have to go in here with a weapon like a pistol or something. Well, the pistol is ungodly, so if you have a pistol you can use that too, but I don't think you're allowed to have a pistol in this part. Take them out with the sniper rifle, and then once you get in here you have to make sure that everybody's dead. As we'll soon find out, everybody's not dead, because there is a stealth elite right there and I'm trying to take him out. And as I said before, when they're in open areas like this, more open than the corridors that we faced them before, it does tend to be a problem, because their stealth is actually pretty stealthy. It's not the lame one where, their stuff flickers for a while and you can kind of see, kind of like what other games do. The stealth actually is done pretty well in this game, and I actually did have a hard time trying to find this guy. And in my practice run I actually died, which was all kinds of embarrassing. That's why I'm being very cautious here. So once you take him out, just go up to this panel here, press the button, and we'll get a nice little cutscene where all the doors go down and all the prisoners are let loose, including one very important one that we'll see right now.
Coming here was reckless. You two know better than this. Thanks. Marines, lock and load your weapons. Let's be ready to move.
Okay, yes, sir.
While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the guards talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
That's true. The Covenant kept saying that whoever controls Halo controls the fate of the universe.
Now I see. I have intercepted a number of messages about a Covenant search team scouting for a control room. I thought they were looking for the bridge of a cruiser that I damaged during the battle above the ring. But they must be looking for Halo's control room.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gain control of it, they'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission for you. We need to beat the Covenant to Halo's control room. Marines, let's move!
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Chief, you have the point.
Alright, so now we got our new mission. The mission is to escape the Truth and Reconciliation. And we found out a little bit more about the Halos. So, in this part now, Captain Keyes and the remainder of the elite, not the elites, the Marines that were trapped with him are now part of our team. And immediately you would want to throw a plasma grenade or some type of explosives at this door, because there will be enemies, including 2 stealth elites, which are a big pain if you don't expect them to come out through that door. And now here's the thing about this part of the level. You have to keep Captain Keyes alive. throughout the entire thing. He does have a gun. He is following you. So anywhere you go, and you know there's elites and covenants and stuff like that, you have to take them out as fast as possible, so that they don't kill Captain Keyes. If Captain Keyes dies either by Covenant killing him, or if you just accidentally, you know, quote unquote accidentally, kill him, then you have to restart the level or you have to restart from the last checkpoint, which was from the time that you guys left this room. And I actually had that happen during my practice run of this level. I was just going all gun-ho, and I left Captain Keyes behind with the rest of the Marines. And of course, the Marines in this game, I mean, they're pretty smart, but they die when they get shot in like the big toe. Like, I swear to God, they don't last at all. And I was going forward, doing what I had to do, trying to get to the end of the level, and not realizing, or not remembering rather, that if Captain Keyes dies, that you have to start from the last checkpoint. And then all of a sudden, Cortana screams something like, "No, Captain Keyes!" And then all of a sudden, I find myself back in the prisoner room, and I'm just like, "What the crap just happened?" And I think there actually is some dialogue where Captain Keyes will turn on you if you shoot him. I can't remember. It's been a while, but yeah, I think it's something funny like that. And of course, once you get back in this room, which is the same room that we were in before, there are two new zealots. This time I think they are invisible zealots, stealth zealots. I don't even know what the crap they're called at this point, but yeah. Again, the sniper rifle is your best friend in this level. Well, it's your best friend in almost any level, but in this level in particular, it becomes very useful fighting these zealots and these stealth elites. And crap, I fell into this little crevice and now can't jump up.
We need to hold here until she can move in.
And here, as pretty much in almost any other part, you have to wait for the dialogue to finish, and I get a nice little look into Captain Keyes' mug.
The chief can get us into one of those Covenant dropships. I can fly us out of here.
And yeah, his lips are actually moving when he speaks. And this was actually pretty impressive, and holy crap, he looked at us, and that was the creepiest look on like ever. And holy crap, Grunt! So yeah, as I mentioned before, just be very careful with this, because again, if Captain Keyes dies, you have to restart from the last checkpoint, and that's never fun. That is never fun. I hate these little escort type missions in almost any game. Like, I hate missions where if like you have to protect something, and if it blows up or like something dies, then you have to restart. Like, those are the most annoying things in the world. I don't know what anybody, like, I don't care what anybody says. Those things are annoying. But we're almost done with this level. As you can see there, they will follow you eventually. They're just very slow. And in fact, I think it's a good idea just to run ahead a little bit, just to try to take them out as much as try to take out as many Covenant as you can. While the Marines and Captain Keyes in particular is out of the picture. So in this part of the level, once we're pretty much almost done, you'll see this button here. All you have to do is press it, and the level is done. I'll see you guys in the next part. All we have left is this cutscene.
That's it. The dropship is loose.
Everybody, mount up. Let's get on board.
Give me a minute to interface with the ship's controls.
No need. I'll take this bird out myself.
Captain! Hunters!
Hang on.
Nice one, sir.
Time for a little payback.
As always, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to get more stuff from me. In the meantime, if you like my videos, be sure to find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Raptr, and Screwattack.com to see the other gaming related content that I upload. Info is in the description. Who knows? Maybe you'll like my stuff. Maybe? Maybe?